Hi guys, welcome to the channel. So today we're going to be talking about how you can improve your strike on your pitching and chipping. Now, one thing I've always been complimented on throughout my entire golfing career is how well I strike my chips and pitches. And the reason for that is the beach. Now, a quick little backstory on how I got introduced to pitching on the beach. My dad played against Seve Ballesteros back in, I think I would say 1990, in a match play event, and in awe of how good he was at chipping and pitching, he asked him, how did he get so good at chipping and pitching? And his answer was, he lived on a beach growing up. So my dad, being my dad and being obsessed with golf, decided to move from Manchester to Lytham St Anne's, to where he'd have access to a beach, where we bought a house just on the corner over there. So all growing up, I had access to a beach, and I used to just watch my dad pitch on here most days as he worked on his chipping and pitching. So that's the reason why I've always been good at chipping and pitching, because in this environment you're creating the hardest strike possible. You're not making it easy yourself. So when you learn to chip and pitch off sand, and you go back to grass, it makes it so easy. You're shocked at actually how well you can strike a chip and a pitch. You realise you've never actually striked a chip and a pitch that well before until you've experienced that. Now, I know everyone's not lucky enough to have access to a beach on the front door. There are some things you can do, like learning to chip out of bunkers, or just taking some sand out the bunker, popping it on the grass and learning like that. But we're going to use the examples I've got today to show you how to do it here. So let's get stuck straight in. So first thing we're going to do is rake the sand out so it's perfectly flat. Again, we're creating a harder situation to work from here. And then, as my dad showed me, I'm going to place a few lines in the sand. So 1, 2, and 3. Our ball on that line, like so. We're going to try and learn to chip from that. So I'm going to pace off 15 yards. 1, 2, 15 yards. Okay, on the mound. Okay, so we've got a 15-yard target. The three distances I always work from are 15 yards, 30 yards, and 45 yards. So you can see, if you come here, my first one in a while, that. I've hit it, struck the ground here. On grass, I would have gotten away with that, believe it or not. My goal is to get close to this line here, my next one. See, even there, being half an inch behind the ball on grass, get away with it completely. On here, just comes out a little bit soft. See, I already feel like I've found my rhythm back now. So we're setting up our second target. It's 30 yards now. I'm going to hit a few more to that. This actually gets a bit easier the further the target, just because you're putting a bit more aggression into it. If you want to perfect your strike, you have to try this. It really does just hone in your ability to hit these perfect every time when you get back on grass. Made contact here slightly and just brush through. Ideally, I'm making contact here. Any further than that, you catch it there. So what it does on grass is it just sits off the surface a little bit. So you can actually end up hitting the ball like around here and still feel like you strike it perfect. But then when you get on grass, and if you start striking it around this area here, the amount of spin that you get on each shot is phenomenal. So, see a little bit behind it there. Room for improvement. That's probably one of my best ones there, as you can see. Just made contact here. This is my entry point. And here it comes out. I'm nice and shallow though. I'm not taking huge divots, and I've got a load of data here. I can go back on that. I can see on each strike if I'm getting better on it. Okay, so this last distance I work on, 45 yards. So again, 15, 30, 45, jobs are good. And this distance tends to be easier. Again, it's just a bit more power there, makes that strike a little bit easier. Say that, just fired that one. Didn't that one. The one before it, I struck here. That's the one that felt like it was fat, and that's the one I thinned. On grass, those two are both good strikes, but on here, that's gone 20 yards short, and that's gone 20 yards long. Again, on grass it's fine, but on here, it takes no prisoners. The thing you need to be careful of is the dogs nicking your golf balls. This would be much nicer in a hot country, wouldn't it?
Definitely.
It's freezing!
You're not kidding.
You're not having a go? So guys, if you want to improve your strike on your chipping and your pitching, then doing it off sand is the way to go. Just this one session here, next time I go back on grass, I'm going to feel so much more confident that I'll be able to strike that ball well off the turf and get loads of spin on each of my shots. It's a bit weird, isn't it?
No.
Okay guys, please hit that subscribe button. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I'm going to be producing lots more golf content going forward.